There you go.
Peace.
There you go. The chocolate boy wonder in this motherfucker.
What up, bro?
What's up, big bro? How you doing, man? Holding up over there.
I'm chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just holding it down, man. You know, me and my son. Yep.
Always. I appreciate you getting on this independent thinking. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for maybe the last 2 months. I've been having of the cool creators and legends and young legends of the world step up in here. Give some insight, share some stories and shit. Basically about the come up and just dropping gems, the shit that you do when I talk to you all the time. Right. So basically, at the beginning, because you're a producer and you're a DJ. You're great at both. When did you get into production?
I mean, I was into the sound of it since I was like a young cat. Like when I was like listening to Bambaataa and the old school jam tapes, man, in the Bronx,
right,
in the parks and all that, and Cold Crush and all the rap groups. It was that got me inspired. But as far as production goes, the 80s is when I started really paying attention to hip hop production and producers like Howie T and Marley Marl and Rick Rubin and Larry Smith. So many of the good guys from the 80s that I was checking out, man. But Marley was the guy that I was feeling, because I think it was the way he made his beats and the swing of how he did stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it had a funkiness to it, like almost James Brownish, and a lot of the tactics that he was doing. I remember him telling me stories about how he turned mistakes into dopeness. You know what I'm saying? And from that, just listening to Mr. Magic on the radio and Marley made me get more and more interested in the beats and the music, because that's what I loved. Always loved music since a little kid. So,
right.
And like when I got of age, that's what I wanted to do, man. And my cousin Heavy D saw it in me early. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, let's see what we could bring out of you, Pete.
Right. So Have was one of the guys that gave you your first introduction in the business.
Yep.
That's hard.
Yeah, I was under his wing, man, from the very, 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 very beginning. That's who I was with. That's how I got to meet Marley Marl and Howie T and all those producers, Teddy Riley and everybody like that. I was just a little youngin' soaking it all up. You know what I'm saying? Then once I started doing stuff on my own and I found a comfortable studio to work in, which was Green Street, that's when I met the Bomb Squad. And they were in there working on Ice Cube's album, America's Most Wanted. I was just, again, a student, sitting there watching them cats get busy. And it was crazy to see that. And, that was a great, big inspiration that I took from that and just, applied it to what I like doing, along with like mixing and hanging out with other producers like Q-Tip, Large Pro, and all them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
All them dudes on the come up,
yeah, everybody was on the come up at that time.
See, that's hard. You know what I mean? Because that show a lot of truth. You know what I mean? That working and having camaraderie and learning from niggas before you. You feel me? And that they shot makes this shit like easy to transition.
Exactly.
And developing those relationships also.
Yeah. And that was the key thing, was, letting cats know that, I'm a passionate dude and I'm always going to be here to do the music. So, but,
right.
It's also fun to hear the outcome of a dope record. You know what I'm saying? And, I've been at the beats for a long time. I was determined to be something in music. You know what I'm saying? Whether, it would be DJ or producing.
Right. Was you DJing? Did you get into DJing the same time you got into producing?
No, I got into DJing first. DJing was the first thing that always comes first. Well, nowadays people just jump on the producing tip and start doing that. But for a person like me, it started from DJing.
Right.
I learned how to scratch from my cousin Floyd. Taught me how to scratch at 7 years old, and he gave me the name Pete Rock. So,
at 7 years old?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you was fucking with the turntables at that point, so it was already second nature for you to really get into production because you was already in the scratching records and hearing sounds already.
Exactly.
That's
I was
crazy.
learning at 7. Then I probably was, got a little bit better at 8 and 9. I was learning how to be on my own with the scratching and going back and forth from one turntable to the other, and understanding the headphones and how to work the mixer. And then I just kept doing it. Wanting to be around it, knocking on dudes' doors that had equipment in their house. I want to come in and DJ. My man Eric J, I used to knock on his window. I always come by his house unexpectedly, I'm hoping he was home in his room DJing. I'd be going by the window listening, and I hear the music, and I start knocking on the window yeah, I was a pest, bro. I loved music that much, man.
Right. And you're a real DJ too. You'll go all over the world with records. You know what I mean? Your fucking face to fucking Japan.
Yeah, because it's so much. It's bottomless. It's like a bottomless pit with the records, man.
Right.
It's endless. You know what I'm saying? So you'll never stop finding illness. You know what I'm saying? If you're a minor like I am,
right.
I'll never stop doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. When you guys was coming up, I know the radio was different. You know what I mean? Having your record played on the radio, as far as the legwork that you had to do to get played on the radio. What was that like? What was it like when you heard Troy on the radio for the first time? What was that process like?
I started my whole music career on the radio, and I was the youngest DJ in New York on the radio with Marley Marl on WBLS, and then
flavors,
and then from the DJing, I got more and more into the background of things and how the music happens, and how to make it and all that stuff, and hanging around Eddie F, him showing me how to work the SP, and then I took the SP home, and that was it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just was just going in on the drum machine. And then when Troy died, that's when, the digging aspect of it, it was just I was already finding good records. I was going digging with Large Pro and Q-Tip and, Buck Wild, sometimes the Beat Miners at the record conventions and find records. But I was with Large when I found this Reminisce record, this Tom Scott record, and just took it home and came up with the idea, man. I listened to the whole song. I actually listened to the whole album. Then I heard that one song, and I started crying. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, let me try to make something off of this. And that's just how it happened.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Every time you tell me that story, I try to visualize it and go back and put myself in your position into how that was like, and that shit is always.
Yeah, when I was doing Reminisce, when I mixed it, I had Charlie Brown, leaders in the new school in the studio. Buster was there, I think, yeah, and Charlie. And matter of fact, I think it was just Charlie Brown, not Buster. And I played the song back. I think Buster was there. Damn, man. Whatever, man.
You got a lot of history.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I played the song back after the mix was done. We were all ready to listen to it. And then when we listened down to it for the first time, bro, the whole studio started crying, bro.
Mm.
It
Had
was
emotion
working
too.
emotions like a motherfucker, son.
Right.
And we were bawling tears.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Man.
Do you think records that come out now, there any records you feel like in the current, let's say, 10 years that will drive one of those emotions for you? Like recent records, new records, whoever.
Not as much as Reminisce, man. Something about that song, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's other heartfelt music that we made, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, that I felt I made, but nothing tops that.
Mm. Mm. So, you know, I wanted to start there because you got so much history and so much bookmarks in your shit. But I feel like starting there was a good way to go. Now, you know, on some fun shit, right? Like, you told me a lot of stories just off record, just like, you know, what the rooftop was like in Harlem, and you know what the sound of music was like at that point in time. And you know, always get on this Big L shit.
Woo.
You know what I mean? What was your feelings like the first time you heard and got the link with Big L? Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like nobody really heard your Big L story, and it's always ill to me because I'll be like, you know what I mean? This nigga was around everybody, but
Yeah.
what was Big L like?
The Big L story was crazy. I had just copped my first car ever in life. Was a Honda Accord EX, 4-door sedan joint, sunroof. You know, I went and slapped some rims on the joint, put a system in there, and I used to make these beat tapes. And you know, I used to take my car to get done up at this spot. They put this little bass epicenter in my car. When you turn the knob, it does some ill shit with the bass. You know what I'm saying? And and I got that system in that car, and I started playing beats and stuff like that. And then I think how I met L was they were asking, you know, they wanted me to work with them. If I can remember, I just know it. I know I just went down to Harlem and picked them up in the Honda Accord with beat tapes on deck, and he got in the car, and we drove from Harlem to the Bronx, like, and chilled for a little bit. Got back in the whip, you know, and went back. I think I took him to Mount Vernon, and then back to Harlem.
So the nigga rapped from Harlem.
And he rapped the whole time, bro. I was like, you know, I think he was just trying to convince me. Like, I was like, man, I was already convinced from the first time he opened his mouth,
Right,
to start rapping. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, because I went and picked him up because I wanted to work with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did you ever work with Big?
Big came to the crib. Puff brought him to the house.
Biggie came to Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he, you know, I made, you know, some beats in front of him. I made the joint In the Flesh that's on the Main Ingredient album. I made that beat in front of him because he was like, yo, I just want to see how you do it, Pete. I just made a beat. I'm glad he saw it. You know what I'm saying?
You said he wanted that beat, didn't he?
He came in there and was asking me for the interlude beats. I gave him like 3 bangers, and he said he was writing to him and everything, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, even now, like, you know, when you albums, it's always like you have interlude beats. You know, some have skits.
Yeah.
There's actual sound instrumentation. Like, where did you get the concept to actually coin that into hip hop music, like instrumentals as interludes? Because that was interesting to me.
You know, inspiration from hearing other cats doing it. You know, I was just like, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it too. You know, it wasn't like I was, you know, I just liked the sound of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Right.
skits between songs, you know.
Right.
It's just dope. You know what I'm saying? So it gives the album life. You know what I'm saying? To me. But cats used to complain and say, yo, why you ain't let that rock? Like, why somebody ain't let nobody rap on this one? Or, you know what I'm saying? And so,
See, you're a fucking wizard, bro. You meticulous with shit, man. You're very meticulous.
that's just me having fun, though. I'm just having fun.
Right.
Playing with the music, you know what I'm
Right. See, that's always ill to me.
saying?
Like when you go to look for artists, right? Because you know, like I said, you're meticulous and you have a palette of artists that you work with. You feel me? You know, I think it's a misconception for a lot of people because they just feel like, you know, oh well, fuck, he don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with him. But niggas don't get where you come from sometimes with the message for the younger guys. You know what I mean? And me knowing you and actually being in your psyche and actually asking you questions, I understand the frustration and where it comes from, right? But it is a lot of young artists that you fuck with. Now, when it comes to sourcing those artists, how do you go about
I just, you know, let them know how much I love doing music. And my thing is to, you know, even with other young cats that some of the music that's like that, I just want them to do, you know, make better music. You know what I'm saying? And say something that makes sense. I'm not saying you can't have fun in life, you know, but if you listen to their music, every song sounds the same. Like nothing sounds different from one another. You know what I'm saying? And when you in rap and hip hop, you got to be versatile and be able to do. If you call yourself rapping, then you can't get in here and say I ain't rapping to this old beat or I ain't doing this and doing that, because this is why I make all kind of different beats. So cats won't have no excuses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a older vet, then I'm making that young shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can make that young shit. That's nothing. But I mean.
Now, when you say young shit, right? Like you talking like with hi hats?
I don't mean no disrespect by that.
No, come on. I mean, nigga, it's me.
They have a way of making music.
Right.
That's just and nothing. They just use. They find one good snare, one good kick, one good hi hat, and use it throughout the whole. You know, they just use that on every song. Even different artists use the same drum sounds.
Is that a pet peeve for you?
To each his own. You know what I'm saying? It is for me, but to each his own, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I like for beats to sound different from one another, like different drums, kicks, snares, all different kinds. Because a person like me that digs and listens to music a lot hears a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I capture a lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, like even like when I'm gonna speak on when we created Don't Smoke Rock. You know what I mean? We created Don't Smoke Rock.
Yeah.
You know, P Rock is the sample Soul Brother #1. You feel me? And when we did that, you introduced me to another way of putting out the records without us getting chased.
Yeah.
And actually replaying the record to where we have musicians and shit that step up now and they can interpolate whatever sound you have.
Yes.
You know,
That's important.
How important is it for producers and artists to have actual musicians play on their projects?
Do the sample clearance, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't, well, I can't really spill no real secrets, but you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
We producers have little powers that, you know, and it's really on what you use, basically, because, you know, a lot of the younger dudes, they just use what's right here. You know what I'm saying? Us vets, we use stuff that people never heard in their life. You know what I'm saying? And then we use stuff that people heard before too, to show off skill or whatever the case may be, or show people we could do any idea you throw at us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, that's the difference, you know what I'm saying, between, you know, when you hear a younger producer doing something versus a person like me. I like to do all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I have a band, Pete Rock and the Soul Brothers with Daru Jones and Mono Neon and my man Big Yuki and Jermaine Holmes and Marcus Machado, who played the guitar. They're dope and they funky and I hum a lot of stuff and interpretate stuff and then send them beats and tell them to play these over.
Right. See, my motherfucking lights went off in here.
Yeah.
Trying to booby.
Good.
But I'm hearing.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the band thing is just a plus.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you work with Ye early, you know what I mean? And even my first introduction to Kanye's beats, I always think of you when I hear certain soulful loops that he fuck with. Like, what was the experience like working with Ye and making Joy? Because that's one of my favorite records ever. I always tell you.
I told you, man. I think I told you this story with Kanye. It was. I had so much fun in Hawaii with that dude. I mean, he had just copped a new Porsche. We got in that joint and we went from 0 to like 75 in like less than a minute. Got pulled over, you know what I'm saying? Had his cousin Ricky in the car, and what's the rapper dude name, man?
GL?
No. What's Kanye's artist name?
Saha?
No, not Saha.
He got a lot of artists.
Yeah, but he was a rapper. And he dressed real cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Getting old, son. Getting old, B.
Remember, keep going.
It'll come to me.
Big Sean?
Not Big Sean, but you close. Kid Cudi.
How you don't remember?
Me, Kid Cudi, Kanye, in the new Porsche, going from 0 to 75 in less than a minute. Get pulled over. Cops see the tag still on the whip. Let's us go home. You know what I'm saying? Then we go to work in the studio. That was fun.
Is that the same night that y'all did Joy?
Yeah. I laid the beats. I laid like 8 beats that night.
That's crazy.
And then Rick, that's when I first met Rose. He came through. I met Rose. You know what I'm
saying? I got to do a little tidbit story before we get to the Kanye thing, bro.
Yeah.
Now, when we was working on Don't Smoke Rock, the first one, and you was like, yo, give me a short list of niggas you want to work with, man. Who you want to work with that you ain't working with? And I'm like, I want to work with Ross. You know what I mean? I fuck with Ross. That's my nigga. He was like, what? You fuck with Ross? That's your nigga? I ain't work. Shot a text.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he just hit me back. Said send him the record. He got us.
Yo, bro, he did it so fast. I was like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Rose, what you need, bro? I got you. You know what I'm saying? I still own one, though.
I don't think I never got a verse back that fast from Rose.
I owe that dude one, man. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
Rose, man.
You know what I mean? Because I felt like, that record right there started to push a sound for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was a good joint. You got busy on that. You did your thing.
Right. So, yo, what do you feel? How do you feel about lyricists today? Where do you feel like the best lyricists are coming?
I like lyrics that talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you have now prisms of lyrical content, and only the real cats like me like realer stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk, real life things. Not pretend that nothing's happening that's gonna, affect our lives. So we got to talk about it.
Right. What was it like working with Nas back when you first started working with Nas? What was that? Because you're one of the only producers other than Primo, and I feel like a handful of producers that actually work with Nas.
It was beautiful, bro. Like, homie was the truth, and everybody wanted a piece, and I felt like, everyone was gonna put their best foot forward, including myself. And when I was hearing other people's stuff, I was like, oh shit, You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard Represent, when I heard Ain't Hard to Tell, I was like, damn, I had to come with something dope. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
y'all
then, you know, when he came to,
y'all low-key battling when y'all was working on Illmatic.
We were,
well,
I guess I didn't think we were battling. I was just, but I guess we was secretly amongst ourselves. We was competing.
Right.
You know, when I heard the Primo joints, I was like, damn. And I heard the Q-Tip joint, when I heard the Large joint, even the LES joint with AZ, I was like, what I'ma do? And when he came to the crib, I just started running through beats. And then when I hit the one, he was like, because I was going, you know, stop it and put in the next beat. He's like, nah, chill. And then he was doing this. And he started, you know, like, you know, humming and all that. And then he's like, yo, I want you to sing this hook, yo. And I was like, oh, don't be singing, bro. You know, don't be singing this shit. But nah, but I ended up doing it, and it came out dope. I was, you know, I'm always funny about my voice and about, you know, certain, you know, way I sound sometimes. But it came out pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, nigga. That shit is classic. That's a classic joint. That's like, so right, so rewinding back to joint, right? So when you heard Hove on it, because you didn't expect, or you didn't know that was for that project at the time, you just knew you guys were working. So when you heard Jay on that shit, did you get alerted, or was that just like, oh look, this is what's going on?
On the Joy?
Yeah,
I got alerted from Young Guru. Young Guru was like, yo, he was like, yo, Pete, what you doing? He's like, I said, I'm driving. He's like, yo, pull over, son. I said, why? He's like, listen. And I was still driving. And then I heard, you know, I was hearing Kanye rapping on it. He's like, and I couldn't really hear it that well. So I said, let me pull over. So I pulled over. I was like, listening. Then I heard Jay's voice. I was like, yo, that's Jay. Yo. You know what I mean? And because, you know, we've been trying to work with each other for a minute, but we just never really connected. We would bump heads and all that, but you know, Kanye made it happen. So I was happy to hear it. And then he shouted me out and needle drop. You know what I'm saying?
Pete Rock, let the needle drop.
Yeah. And that Curtis joint, I've been sitting on that for years.
So you been had that joint?
Yeah, I've been had that beat. You know what I'm saying? Because I had did it with the 12, and then I didn't have enough of what I needed with the 12, so I remade it with the MP.
That's crazy. What do you think about Fruity Loops?
I never used it. I know Ninth Wonder's nice on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know that's what he was using, but I'm always a machine dude, like SP, now the MP. You know what I'm saying? You know, the 2000 XL, and I played with the 2500, the Renaissance, you know what I mean? But now I'm on that XL heavy. You know what I'm
The
saying?
XL, that's what you're cooking on right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you ever pay attention to streams? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that something that you had to get used to, or is that something that, you know, you kind of grew with the times with it, like everything else?
I grew with the times with it. I kind of knew about it early. I remember, what was that thing? Napster, was it? Napster.
That was where the legal music used to get ripped.
Yeah, I was learning from that, you know, and then I got into learning more about streams, you know, and how much, you know, it could mean now versus before. But now, you know, streams mean something. You know, it means something. So, you know, if you get millions of streams, that's a good thing.
Right. You know, a lot of artists, you know, if you're blessed to have a career like Rock or Smoke DZA, I mean, you'll be able to these. How important is touring overseas to American artists?
It's real important, man. I love it overseas, but yeah, it's very, very important. They really actually respect the culture. You know, I really miss being on tour, you know, but due to this pandemic, it's gotten Europe too. You know what I'm saying? So not only America's messed up, Europe is messed up too. So we really just kind of doing everything out of the crib, man. You know what I'm saying? Music, not really touring, but maybe doing, you know, live. I'm gonna go live DJing. You know, I just, you know, took one of my old turntables, got them fixed. So it's gonna go down. And then, you know, all that stuff is important, man. You know what I'm saying? Going to Europe and touring, that's how you make your money. That's how you know, make your bread. You know what I'm saying? But with, you know, that's why making good music is also important too, because people want to hear good music. And when you just, you know, not overexert yourself going overseas, I only go like maybe once, the most twice a year. You know what I'm saying?
When was your first time going overseas? Like when did you realize that overseas was where it was at for guys like us that make good music, that's into the culture?
Just how they receive it, you know what I'm saying, and how they respect it, and how they respect the artist, you know what I'm saying, and how they always want to hear it, and how they so much into hip hop music over there, you know what I'm saying. It's huge, you know what I mean, and you got people from all over ethnic places, you know, rapping, you know what I'm saying, making, you know, music and doing things, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
It's actually, it's a great new other side to experience. It's like a whole nother world, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the food is great. They got great records over there that, you know, that's like exclusive. That's not really in America like that. You know, you got the American joints over there, but then you got stuff over there that's
just released for over there.
That you're not going to find in America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you said you was going to be occupied like DJing and being on live and, you know, just being creative. And, you know, they got the versus thing going on.
Yeah.
Who would you want to do versus against?
Don't matter, man. I'm not see you laughing. Everybody laughing when I say that. I'm not popping shit. I'm just saying I don't care who it is. I'm just like, I like making music. I like competing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I like having fun too.
Right. But I want to know, because you're a competitor. When I look at a lot of fucking, like, watching the Michael Jordan shit, you know what I mean?
I've been talking to Eric Sermon.
E. Sermon.
Yeah.
So that would be your matchup.
That could be a matchup, yeah.
Okay. What about Q-Tip?
Q-Tip too.
Now I'm trying to Don King my shit over here, man, because niggas be tuned in on the burner account so the low. So
my goodness.
I'm trying to Don King my shit right now. So,
but you know, all these producers I like, so it's just, you know, it's like, you know, Alchemist, RZA, you know, I like these cats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. You know, Primo.
I feel like, but we seen that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's already done. That's like a brand. You know.
Right. Well, I want to see it. I want to see it for myself, so I'm here to gas it. You know what I mean? And yo, PR, could you tell the people we doing Don't Smoke Rock too, so they leave me the fuck alone? Because that's tell them niggas so they hear from you. I'll be like,
it's basically done, man. You know what I'm saying? It's done. You know what I mean? You know, the beats is just sitting here. You know what I'm saying? All
right, so good. So y'all heard it first. Now y'all leave me the fuck alone. You hear me?
Yeah, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Well, PR, you know, I appreciate you for coming up here and sharing your insight in the gems.
No doubt.
You already know, brother.
Come on, son.
I gotta pull up over there when all this shit die down.
Yeah, when this shit
collect my patch.
Yeah, or you know, I would tell you come in your hazmat suit and get sprayed down.
All right, whatever. If whatever I got to do to get the beats.
Yeah, I'm spraying your ass the fuck down. All the way down to your feet, nigga.
As long as you cook it, I don't give a fuck.
Of course, you know I'm gonna have a meal set, and you know we're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Good, because you know I'm gonna bring the greens. You just chop everything else up.
That's what it is, bro. They think I only cook beats.
Nah, they don't know, man. This nigga's a chef, man. This nigga's a chef and a comedian. He might be one of the funniest niggas I know. You gotta know. This nigga's
on the super low, though. On the super low.
PR, I love you, bro. I'm gonna tap
in. I'm a little bit funny.
I'm gonna tap in a few, big bro.
All right.
I bet.
All right, big homie. Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Little independent thinking with the God PR. I mean, I'll be back tomorrow. Got some cool shit coming. I got Styles P. I got, you know what I mean? We gonna keep this independent thinking shit going. Burner coming up. L Glenn was good. Shout out to Lord Tariq. Shout out to fucking CJ Fly and this motherfucker. I've seen a lot of people was in here. But yeah, don't smoke rock too. It's on the way. Leave me the fuck alone. And independent thinking. Push God, bitch. Really.